Good morning everybody, and it is another day at Eulenhaus. Today is a big one we've been counting down to for a while because we've got a visitor coming, a structural engineer, to help us determine what we are able to do with this wall. Another job for this morning is just clearing up the last blobs from our downstairs toilet and clearing that out, ready to take away to the skip. You can see our front porch, we still have the last of the tiles, so we'll be pulling up the tiles in the very front porch as well. We'll probably cut now to the visit from the structural engineer when he arrives, and fingers crossed everybody for some good news with that. Right, so now we have had Dave, the engineer for our wall, come in, and not that it's bad news, but we will need to get a steel beam in across the top. So we talked over different options, and to be honest, they're not that bad. We are happy enough with our plan. So Dave's going to go away and do some calculations. We will be getting a steel beam across the top with a couple of goalpost steel structures down either side, allowing us to take away as much of that wall as possible. We also have a little bit of measuring up and a plan to make with the sockets. The sockets are all in the wrong place for our kitchen that will be coming through, and so we're going to put together a little plan of where those sockets are going to go. And while we're here, let's look through the kitchen window at the new gutted conservatory floor. So we, in the last video, had a big team effort taking out the most difficult and challenging floor of the entire house. You can also see Dad's work on one of the damaged window pane areas. Mum and Cora just having a little chat with one of our lovely neighbours next door. And we're going to spend the day outside in the garden area, just clearing up all the mess that is around the garden. That is probably one to kind of reward ourselves for a hard graft this week.
Whoopsie.
Sophie would actually love this.
And so it turns out that there's a lot of mess at the front garden that we are quite enjoying just now, so we're just going to do a bit of a clear up and see how far we go with the front garden area. Smells like dead trees. Yeah, this will be a fun one. I think we're deciding just to do this while the sun is shining this morning. So while Cora is sanding upstairs, Mum is still chipping away at blobs, Dad is in the conservatory waterproofing the gaps in the replaced pieces of wood, and I'm in here just trying to finish off the rest of the tiles in the porch area.
Oh! Yes! And no blobs behind them, no blobs.
So, Cliff's just got me a moving in present. my own DeWalt power drill. Look at that, that's amazing. Really cool, love that. And there we have it. So we have just jumped forward a week. Cora and I have been back to work for another week, so progress has slowed slightly. We've also had some small issues hindering progress, although there are some walls that are done tremendously well. So the plasterer Graham has done an awesome start. Our delays were due to walls not being quite sufficiently prepped, and so we've had a little pause on that. Yes, there are some really good examples of plastering being laid down, which is super. We're not quite at the stage that we hoped we would be at this point in time, but we can now say that the walls are ready. So after a big shift from Cliff this week, the walls are now ready, and so next week our plaster will return again. The delays have been unfortunate, but of course we're going to run into things that cause delays and have problems like this. We're now at the stage where Graham can come back in again next week and get moving again with the plastering job, so that hopefully by the end of next week we've got all the walls on the bottom floor and top floor ready to go, ready to be sanded down and then painted, which will be big progress towards actually building the house back up rather than breaking things down again. I hope you've enjoyed our latest video. Lots going on now that we are back to work. The progress is a little bit slower, and so the videos are not coming quite as thick and fast as they were when we were off for a 2-week holiday, but hopefully you're enjoying following along, and we'll catch you in the next one in about a week or so. See you next time.